Here we are back at the camp now, and we're going to go through our litter that we collected and sort it out according to the Tangaroa Blue sheet. It's a bit windy again today. It's windy enough to actually blow the fleas off the dog. But anyway, so here's the sheet. Okay, I filled in the data at the top. Okay, and we're going to go through and sort out the rubbish into plastics, other materials. Sorry about that. Glass, cloth, metal, paper, cardboard, rubber, etc. What I've done is I've got these series of tubs. Okay, it makes the job a bit easier. And since I'm by myself, you know, it's probably the easiest way to do it. Got our bag of litter. Okay, our bag of litter that we collected. It wasn't too bad on Maisie Bay. A lot of the litter on the main part of the beach up at the high tide mark. Big tides at the moment, over 4.5 meters. So there was a bit of rubbish up amongst the sargassum seaweed at the high tide mark. But we found a lot of it at the end of the beach where there's a creek that drains out in the corner. That's where a lot of the litter was. All right, so here's our litter. Let's sort this stuff out. All right, so I've sorted out all the litter that we collected on the beach. Okay, the bag's empty and I've sorted it out. So in here we have ropes and rope fragments. Okay, I'll count it up shortly. Next up we have lids. Got all our soft plastics in there. This one's full of hard plastics. This one's bottles and containers, wooden, metal, and styrofoam. We've got a bit of prickly pear and a diving regulator. Bud Gilly put the diving reg on the beach, hey? All right, so next step, let's count this stuff up. Okay, so we've got 18 pieces of rope and rope remnants, probably about 2 meters in length. In the soft plastics, we've got a lot of this like wrapping that goes around fruit. Okay, might have been a couple of different pieces, but it started falling apart, making smaller and smaller pieces. Also a couple of lolly bags, or chocolate bags. Couple of bait bags, pilchards, a few Ziploc bags, and a bit of like shade cloth or weed matting. So there are 25 pieces of soft plastics. As I said, some bait bags. Hey, this was an interesting one. Looks like some sort of old, you know, the plastic bag similar to this cleanup bag. I love the way someone's managed to bundle it all up and tie it all together so it doesn't make a lot of waste. Good job. Next up, I'll do all these lids. Okay, as you can see, there's quite a lot of lids there. All right, in various stages of breaking down. All right, so there were 53 lids, and a lot of them seem to be like from those water bottles that you get, you know, the 600 ml and the 1 litre water bottles. A few pump bottles, the lids from those. But yeah, a lot of water bottle lids. Next up, we have what's always the worst category in the cleanup, okay, bits of hard plastic. Okay, well, once large bits of something, and they're broken down into smaller and smaller pieces. Except for the esky lid, that must be fairly new. All right, let's count those. Okay, with the hard plastics, we had 114 individual pieces. Okay. Okay, with our bottles and containers, we've got an oil container of some sort, milk, I know some small container, water, soft drink, maybe a little bleach container from overseas. Okay, so there were 10 bottles, one of them was oil, the rest of them were all drinking. Alright, nearly at the end of sorting out this litter that we collected. The next category that I'll look at is the bits of foam and polystyrene. Polystyrene and foam is really, really bad, hey. A lot of polystyrene products have been banned. Thing is, it breaks up into smaller and smaller pieces really rapidly. Okay, let's count those. Okay, in that box we had 11 pieces. Last container that I've got to sort is the wood and the metal, and there's not much in there. We got one aluminium can, and we only got one piece of timber. Alright. Doesn't seem to be a lot of bottles and cans and that are worth money being recycled, so maybe that program is starting to have a bit of an impact on the environment with not as much of that being thrown out. Alright, so now I've completed my cleanup, okay, and I've sorted out through all the debris that we collected, filled out the sheet, okay, on both sides, and I'm about to total it up, and then what I'll do is I'll go into the Tangaroa Blue app and I'll input the information there as well. But this sheet, I'll put a photograph of both sides on it so you can use this data that we collected in your assessment task that you need to do on marine debris. Alright, so what you need to do now that you've got all your data in that, you need to sit down and go through it and have a look at the types of debris that was collected off the beach and think about where that debris could have come from, because there's a source for all that litter, okay, that we picked up off the beach, and your job is to find out where that source is. And once you've identified the sources of the litter, okay, then you can start to make a source reduction plan. An example of that, and I was pretty surprised that we didn't find any psyllium sticks on that beach, because the channel between Maisie Bay and Pumpkin Island is pretty popular for squid fishing, and they tend to squid fish at night time with psyllium sticks, and they often seem to break off somehow and end up washing up on the beach. But there weren't any psyllium sticks the other day. So analyse where that litter's coming from, make up a source reduction plan and get some ideas together on what can be done to prevent that litter from entering the marine environment. You know, you need to remember that if all we ever do is pick up, picking up is all we'll ever do. You need to identify where that litter's coming from and put plans in place to stop that. Another example of that is like the fishing line bins at the beach at Considine. There's a PVC tube where people, fishermen, can put their fishing line in instead of like leaving it on the beach and cutting it and discarding it when they get snags. Alright, just to sum up, hey, with marine debris, you know, the best thing you can do is talk to other people about it, talk to other students about it, you know, especially at schools. Try and prevent that litter from getting onto the ground in the first place. Okay, maybe participate in a beach cleanup with Reef Clean or Tangaroa Blue or Sea Shepherd. Encourage other people, you know, to be responsible for their rubbish. And last but not least, if you see something on the ground, pick it up. Don't just leave it there. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this.